right, let's start with the bird dog. Opposite leg, opposite arm, crunching in the middle, same side. Really extending those limbs. This is a great warm-up. Other side, switching, and bring that elbow to knee. All right, place your hand and knee on the floor. Let's go on the cat-cow, lowering and rising with that core, tucking that pelvis, bringing that spine up, and then lowering down in an arch with spinal articulation here. Now let's go into the glutes, raise one leg, foot to the sky. Feeling that squeeze in the glute as you raise that foot. You can be on your forearms or your hands, whatever's the most comfortable for you. We're just going to keep one side going here, keeping that core nice and steady. Now donkey kicks in and out with that lower leg. Heel to sky, little presses up, finishing it off here, feeling that burn. Lowering that leg and going to the other side. Heel to the sky. Donkey kicks, just lower leg only, keeping that thigh high. Presses to the sky with a flexed foot. And bring that knee down. Now plant your palms and raise your knees slightly above the mat and hold. Lower and then raise. Hold. That knee is just hovering slightly above the mat. Now let's go into our high plank, grounding those palms into the floor. Raise your leg into the air. Only if you're ready for this. You can always just stay with both feet on the floor. If this is too hard on the wrists, you can, bring the other leg up. You can bring your hands slightly north of your head. Won't be as much pressure, or you could go down to your forearms. Lower and go back to the other side. Take some nice, good breaths while you're holding this pose. And lower. Other leg, lift. Bring your knees down to the floor. Sit back into your child's pose, either wide knees or narrow knees. Really stretch out those arms. Try to feel a nice stretch from your head to your bottom. Now come up. We're going to flip over onto our back. So come back down onto the mat. Plant your feet on the floor. And raise your arms. And bring those glutes off the floor, tucking the pelvis into a glute bridge. Or a shoulder bridge. There's different words for these. Bringing it down and then up again. Squeezing those glutes. Now bring the right leg up into a lift and then extend. In, extend, in, extend. Now, notice my knee is not going beyond my hips. Okay? Keeping it so that it's to the midline in a 90-degree angle. Should be feeling that glute. Okay, bringing it down. So what you're doing is bringing your whole body down, lifting and lowering. All in kind of one big motion. That glute is coming off the floor. That is what the primary mover here is squeezing that glute, okay? And you're working through the heel of the opposite leg. Now bring that knee in and out into an extension again. And do little pulses with that whole leg up and down. And bring it down. Stretching out that glute. Take a little break here. Stretch out that glute. We don't want any cramping going on here today. Take some nice deep breaths. Pull in a little bit more, feeling that stretch. Now, let's go to the other side. Raising those glutes with both your feet on the floor, then raise that leg into a 90-degree angle and then extend it out. Glutes are lifted off the floor. If you can't do this, you can put your glutes on the floor, and it's just a little different kind of exercise. Now bringing it down, and then lift that whole side up off the mat, kind of in one large movement from the leg to the hips. Okay, the butt is coming up off the floor, so you're just working that one side. Trying to keep that leg straight as you can, and pressing through the heel of the opposite leg. All right, bring that knee in, go back to those extensions. Remember, 90-degree angle. If you bring that knee too far in, it makes it easier. We do not want to make this easier. And pulses up with a straight leg. They're not really pulses, they're just kind of a half lift. Bring that knee in and that leg down. Stretching out that glute by bringing that opposite leg in front of the knee. Try doing it with both your feet flexed and your leg in a 90-degree angle. Really pull that towards you and try to loosen up that glute. All right, happy baby pose. Gotta love this, grabbing the toes, opening up those hips. Knees are wide. Take some nice inhales. I love this for the lower back especially. All right, onward. Clasping your hands behind your head. Scoop those shoulder blades down. Raise that chest as you lift those knees. One at a time. Right leg and left leg. Exhale. Okay, I'm sorry. Now we're getting into our leg extensions. Alternating leg extensions as you lift that chest. Lift and extend. Chin is down. Shoulders are scooped. Now both legs go out. Both legs if you're able. Drop that right leg and left leg. Your legs are straight. Drop. Holding that chest lift. Holding that core oh so tight. Deep, deep abs. Now, legs a 90-degree angle. Just the right side, bringing that opposite elbow to the opposite knee. And now go to the other side. 2, 3, 4. Switch. Now extend the legs as you alternate opposite elbow to opposite knee. Now, grabbing up towards those feet and come down. Now rocking those legs to heel taps, keeping that lower belly and hips stable. It's a slow movement. Straighten your legs if you want, or stay with what you were doing. I encourage you to watch during this video because my voice to my action isn't always precise. Now bring your knees in, stretching that lower back out. And take some nice deep breaths. All right, come up. Adjust a little bit. What should we do now? Okay, fingers facing your glutes. We're going to start warming up those triceps. This, push through those palms of the hands, feeling the backs of those arms. You can make this hard, even with your butt on the floor. Really push. Now, if you want to lift your butt, bend those elbows, pushing up. You can do it either way. You can keep your butt on the floor, or you can up the ante by lifting your butt up off the floor. This is hard. All right, set your butt down, grab one knee, straighten the other leg, and leg lifts. You're working your quads right here. Try to keep that low back extended, so no curved back. Just sitting up through. Okay, switch sides. Come back to the triceps in whatever capacity you wish. Really pushing it through those palms. And then if you want to raise your hips up off the floor, go for it. It's a small movement. And back to the leg lifts. The farther you bring your torso up, the harder it is. I'm leaning back a little bit because I have some tightness in my low back. But just as long as you're not curving that spine, you want to extend that back in a nice straight fashion through the hips. Switch sides. Let's lay on our side, bend your knees. And raise yourself up into a side plank on your hand. If this is really hard on your hand, then for sure go down onto your forearm. Lower those by bending those knees and come up again for another 10 seconds. Bend your knees and come down, and let's go to the other side. And coming up. Had a little shoulder hitch there. Happens to all of us. Really have to hold your core tight for this 10 seconds. It's hard. Come down. Maybe roll that shoulder out a little bit and bend those knees and come up again. Remember, as you're coming down, to bend those knees and gently place yourself down. It's a Pilates move. The other thing you could do is some modified positions in the plank. All right, here we go. Let's clasp our hands behind our back, stretch those fronts of those shoulders out. And now we are going to lay on our side, do a little abduction here. So the top leg is going to be straight, and the bottom leg is going to be slightly bent. That top leg is going to go up and down, and it's slightly behind the bottom leg. Sometimes it's hard to see in the video. Now we're gonna do circles backwards. This is a burn for that glute. Backwards circles. I think we're doing 8 to 10. Bring that knees into 90-degree angle and lift and lower that whole leg. It's mirroring the bottom leg. Now raise that foot and then bring that knee down. So the foot is slightly raised. Makes it hard. And now we're going to flip that foot down so the heel is going towards the other heel and raising that leg. You're feeling this all in that hip and glute area. All right. Switch sides and repeat. Straighten that top leg, bring it up and down. That bottom leg is in front with a slightly bent knee. Keep those hips shifted forward. I do not want you to be working your inner thigh. We're keeping the side of that leg parallel to the ceiling. Circles backwards. This is the burn. You can make your circles big or you can make them small. Now, mirror that top leg, put the bottom leg in 90-degree angle and lift and lower. Now raise that foot a little bit And then come down and up. And now bring your heel down towards your other heel. So you're opening up that knee a little bit and you're going up and down. So it's just working all facets of your glute and your hips. Owie, owie. You feel that? All right, let's just go into some cool down, some stretches. Place your hand to the side, bring the other arm, scooping that shoulder, and then lowering that elbow, pressing into that opposite glute, and bring that elbow up, and then come down again. Calming the mind. Let's go up and lower over your legs. Taking some big inhales, and exhale. Now to the other side, placing that hand on the floor, coming over into that side stretch, lifting that elbow up and then bringing it back down again, pushing that opposite glute into the floor. Now, clasping your hands behind your back, stretching out that chest. And coming down, circles over those legs. Just another hip opener. I love my hip openers. And switch sides. All right, come and lay down onto your back. Let's stretch our hamstrings out, clasping your hands behind that thigh, really pressing that thigh into those hands, or those hands into that thigh, and straightening your leg. Let's do the same. Bring that leg over, twisting over, nice torso twist here. Feels so good. And then take that other leg up to the sky and stretch out that hamstring. Focus on the back of that leg. You know, I always say tight hamstrings lead to lots of problems. All right, bring that knee over across the body if your body allows this position today. Now bring your legs straight, hands at your side, and alternating, shifting those hips back and forth. You'll see the opposite shoulders will rise and lower. Now bring the knees up, flat feet on the floor, doing some nice relaxation, resetting that spine. Inhale and exhale. All right, bye. Have a great day.